And good evening, basketball fans. Welcome to the north of Spain here in the Basque Country for the second leg of the FIBA Euro Cup semifinals between Serna Bilbao Basket and JDA Bourgogne Dijon. Well, this is indeed a second leg based on aggregate scoring, and indeed, Dijon have a surmountable lead. But let me tell you something about history. Bilbao, of course, had a similar deficit in the quarterfinals last season against Legia Warszawa, so this should be something that they're accustomed to. Well, the winner of the total of the aggregate tonight will take on the winner between either PAOK or Cholet Basket. And indeed, we could very well have a French final. Cholet do go into that fixture with a slender 1-point lead, but that is all to play in France. Well, there you can see the previous meeting was last week, in which it was a very competitive game in the first half, and to say the least, Bilbao had the biggest lead of 9 points, but in that third quarter, JDA just went on a whole new level. Well, they were led by 18 points from Slovenian international Gregor Hrovat, but in the end, it was the team from France who have now made waves. But could tonight be another epic comeback? Well, if history is to repeat itself, there is a Marcelo who only had 3 points coming from that one three-pointer in the first half against JDA Dijon last week. But going back to last season's semifinals in the FIBA Europe Cup, it was indeed Bilbao at home here against Niners Chemnitz, and unfortunately losing by 25 points and just couldn't get the second leg back in their favor. Well, if history will repeat itself, JDA Dijon will of course be en route to be on the way to the finals, says Coach Lenyame. And remember, this competition now in its 10th edition, 10 seasons of the FIBA Europe Cup, but we've only ever had one French champion. Well, that was back in 2017. It was an old French final across 2 legs in which Nanterre defeated Alain Chalon. Well, we've never had a champion from the Spanish Liga Endesa, the ACB, in the FIBA Europe Cup. But if it's going to happen this season, they're going to need a big comeback tonight here from Serna Bilbao. Well, where did it go wrong for Bilbao in that first game? As mentioned, they were very good in the first half. They shot the ball very well from the perimeter, but with only 2 players in double figures, that being Norwegian international Howard Fry, who was their leading scorer at 12 points, and of course, Muhammad Ali Abdurrahman. It just wasn't enough in the end. Thijs de Ridder, the Belgian international, finished with 9. Marvin Jones, the former power player, with 8. But now let's turn our attentions to JDA Dijon. Well, the key thing for Coach Lenyame is continuity. He's had the bulk of these players for a very, very long time. And if you take the likes of number 20, Gavin Ware, this will now be the 3rd time that he has played for Dijon. Well, the other key players to look out for: 2-time NCAA champion Phil Booth, who did have 8 points last week. Marcus McDuffie also was one of their double-figure scorers. While, of course, Ilias Kamardin had a very productive game. Well, a big shout-out does need to go to the German international Christian Senkfelder. Of course, in my mind, did a very good job in the post-interior defense against Icelandic giants. Of course, Linassen, and there he is. Well, the final players to come out: Axel Julien, Alain Dokosi, and Jean-Philippe Dali. JDA Dijon with a 19-point cushion. Can they protect it here in the north of Spain in the Basque Country? But now we'll introduce the key players from Serna Bilbao. Well, the tempo will be so imperative tonight. If the home team are going to make a comeback, they've got to do it quarter by quarter. They've got to have a lead, especially at the end of the first half. And with a FIBA Basketball World Cup champion in the likes of Xavi Rabaseda, you'd expect the leadership, especially here at home, is going to come to be a big factor. Well, Bilbao, of course, a team mixed, a lot of international experience on this team. You look at the likes of Zoran Dragic, the Slovenian international, Melvin Panzer, of course, from Team Sweden, and not to mention the up-and-coming rising young players such as Thijs de Ridder, as well as Howard Fry. But it's the old saying, basketball's a game of runs. You've got to play dominant for 4 quarters. Bilbao definitely were the best team at the end of the first half in Game 1, in the first leg, I should say. But one thing they did struggle with, of course, is the intensity of Dijon's backcourt. And one factor that definitely needs to come into play tonight for Bilbao, they've got to be, or they need to have a more inside presence. Like Linassen, the big man from from Iceland, as well as that man, Silla, both combined for only 6 points. Second chance points and offensive rebounds. Needs to be a go-to factor tonight for these players. They relied heavily on that man, Harold Fry. And he was very productive. I mean, in the open court in the first half against Dijon, he played at their tempo. It's the likes of Ruben Dominguez, who was a very prominent young player with the Spanish national team. There is Marvin Jones. Jones used to play for PAOK. Knowing that they're in the other semifinal, he played for them when they featured in the FIBA Basketball Champions League. His experience in his team is right there. Number 22, Xavi Rabaseda, FIBA Basketball World Cup champion. And he'd like to add one more accolade, and that would be the FIBA Europe Cup. And as mentioned, if they're going to do that, and if he's going to achieve that, his team have got a mountain to climb, a montaña, as they like to say. Well, very momentarily, we are going to introduce three very important people, and those are our referees for tonight's game. And then we will review the starting lineups of both Serna Bilbao and, of course, JDA Dijon. Well, these two teams do feature respectfully in two of the top elite domestic professional basketball leagues here within the FIBA Europe zone. In the case of Serna Bilbao, it's in the Spanish Liga Endesa ACB, while for JDA Dijon, it's the LMB Pro A. Well, 17 turnovers in game one for Bilbao. That's not something they want to make a big deal of here at home, but here's a starting lineup now for Dijon. Well, starting five, Gregor Hrovat, who was their leading scorer with 18 points. Robin Ducote, who did come off the bench, but look out for Axel Julian in the backcourt. Well, he's going to be bringing the likes of Phil Booth, the two-time NCAA champion, off the bench, while also Gavin Ware. Coach Lenyame has been with his team for a very long time, because he coached them in the Basketball Champions League, and now he wants to make them the second French champion in 10 years of the FIBA Europe Cup. Well, the experience of Zoran Dragic, he'll play in the backcourt with Harold Fry. Of course, Muhammad Ali Abdurrahman will play the two guard, and Polish international Tomasz Gielo will also be in the starting lineup. Coach Ponsarnau, of course, was able to get this team to the BCL only back in the 2022-23 season, and finding out how tough it is. But now consecutive seasons here in the FIBA Europe Cup, making it to the semifinals. But as I mentioned, in last season's quarterfinals against Legia Varsava, well, they went down by 19. Well, quickly, we introduce our referees from Panama, Lithuania, and Estonia. We have Julio Anaya, Gintaras Micholis, and Mikel Maniste. Well, the referees are coming from Lithuania, Estonia, and Panama. And again, here at the FIBA Europe Cup in FIBA Hall, we would like to say a big thank you to all of our officials. They've done a magnificent job in all of our competitions, and they will continue to do so here tonight in the second leg of the 2025 FIBA Europe Cup semifinal between Bilbao and JDA Dijon. We'll go back to the previous point I was making. Legia Varsava, they won the first leg in the quarterfinals last season against Bilbao by 19. And Bilbao in the second game, not only did they come back from that deficit, but they won by double figures. So they know all about the adversity, the challenges. Here in the beautiful Basque Country, a city that is infamous for pinchos. But tonight, they'll want to get that big victory. They start this game, the second leg, I should say, down by 19. So essentially, if they want to win tonight in regulation, they've got to win by 20. For JDA Dijon, a 19-point lead may seem big, but when you're on the road here against a team with their backs up against the wall, you know they're going to be desperate. You know they're going to be hungry. So you've got to be wary of everything. And I think the one thing JDA Dijon did a marvelous job in game one was making sure no easy points in the bank for the likes of Ignacio and Ramat Silla. Well, again, we'd like to welcome all of the fans watching this game live on FIBA's official YouTube platform. So to all of our Spanish viewers, bienvenidos, and to all of our French viewers, bonjour, bienvenue. And of course, if you are watching this game live on FIBA's official YouTube platform, please give this live stream a like, subscribe to FIBA on YouTube, and make sure you follow the FIBA Europe Cup on Instagram, X, to get all the best news, highlights, and Facebook to get all the best news, highlights, and stats that matter to you most. FIBA Europe Cup second leg. Well, no Lanassin tonight. Well, very interesting, and that's only going to make them slightly without the much size they had in the first game, but maybe this could go an advantage for. I mean, I'm not saying anything negative about Lanassi. He's a terrific player. He's featured, you know, a great ambassador for the Icelandic national team, but judging by the way that JDA Dijon like to play, they like to play very quick, especially with a center like Christian Felder, who does come out to the perimeter. But we'll see how things pan out. Well, again, we're going to get this one underway live here at the Bilbao Arena. 10,000 seat capacity. FIBA Europe Cup second leg semifinal. Well, it's going to be an early start. The layup is going to be put away and beautifully finished. Well, that's one way to get the crowd into the game early on. Now the heavy defensive pressure. Bilbao trying to get right up in the faces of Dijon. Dijon's got to know how to manage the emotion of this crowd. Senfelder goes in, can't finish. And Howard Fry goes to the ground. Well, interesting, Christian Senfelder, Howard Fry last season with teammates in the Easy Credit Bundesliga in Deutschland, Germany, when they played for Telekom Basis Bonn. Well, it actually wasn't a foul, it was Zoran Dragic, my apologies, but this Bilbao crowd, they've got to be the sixth player on the floor tonight. Fry now looking for a handoff. Tough pass. Goes for his deep three. Three is up, and now a 5-0 lead early here to Sutter Bilbao. Well, technically that cuts it down. They're still down by 14 points, given the aggregate. Remember, it's an aggregate where they take the score of both games. And as it stands, coming into this one, Dijon did have a 19-point cushion. They go for a three in the corner, can't get it. The rebound has been secured. And Sutter Bilbao, at the moment, taking the game right to JDA Dijon. Bumps in the lane, draws a foul, so 2 free throws coming up. And you can see the confidence of this team being lifted. The foul is on Gregor Hrovat, the Slovenian international. So free throws coming up here for Bilbao. Well, Tomasz Yellow currently at the free throw line. Chris, originally from the town of Szczecin, Polska, played his university basketball with Liberty and Ole Miss. Started his pro career in the Spanish ACB. Did feature for Tenerife for 2 seasons. Of course, prior to coming to Bilbao, played for Ostrov Wielkopolski in the Polish league. 7-0 start for Bilbao. Still trailing by 11. Dijon still looking for that first bucket. Foul has been committed, so Dijon go into the free throw line. Well, the foul's going to be against Zoran Dragic. It's a nice little take to the bucket, and you know, here's where they had a lot of success in the first game. As Marcus McDuffie comes from Paterson, New Jersey, now the free throw line. Wichita State leaving in 2019, and you know, like Gavin Ware, not the first time he's played for Dijon. Started with them back in 2022 after a very successful season playing in Napoli in Italy. He's a very experienced coach. Coach Len Yame hasn't really had the success with Dijon. You know, at the really elite level. Couldn't quite get them to a Final Four in the BCL, but you know, what a magnificent chance he has. It's such a great platform, a magnificent tournament, the FIBA Europe Cup. Lots of turnover. Oh, good defense by Axel Julien. So 132 played here in the first quarter. Dijon with a chance to cut it down to potentially a one-possession ball game. Now Hrovat trying to find a bit of space. Defensively, they don't want to give him any room. Got it by his fellow countryman. Time winding down here on the shot clock. As the penetration goes in, gets rejected. Well, Marcilla just said, not in my house. But Fry's going to turn it over yet again. We'll make that back-to-back turnovers. Bilbao just not showing that stability in the backcourt. McDuffie goes baseline. Mid-range up, no good, but again, Silla doing a better job tonight, keeping Dijon off the offensive rebound, and the home crowd, I think, are expecting something to be upgraded, but I think that's a good reach-in foul. Abdurrahman, I mean, it's an aggressive reach, but, well, look at the block. No Imikasa. And I think that's a good decision by our three referees. It's a good reach by Axel Julien. Is it a hard reach? Absolutely, but I think it's a genuine attempt to go for the ball. Inside the paint, gets that one, and Abdurrahman extending it back to a 7-point lead. Man who's had a magnificent season and a half playing in Turkey for Darüşşafaka. Now one of the go-to scoring options here in the ACB for and the FIBA Europe Cup for Bilbao. And it's going to be an offensive foul. It's becoming a tough start here for Gregor Hrovat. Dijon's top scorer in game one at the moment. And that's high basketball IQ coming from the Norwegian international. I believe that's going to be second foul against Hrovat, so he's going to have to go to the bench. So very unfortunate set of circumstances. Well, Phil Booth checking into the game. Just joined SIG Strasbourg back in 2023. Had some very good seasons for them. Something about playing in France in the Pro Island B that he really enjoys. A three-pointer would make it a double-digit lead. And there's Dragic, through in the corner. He struggles in game one. Just with that set shot he has, finding it tough to get it over the defense. So Charles Dijon, and that second field goal. Senkfelder going in, strong post up, and that's what they need from the big man. The big man for Germany. The former UE Baskets Oldenburg player. As it stands, a 5-point lead for Bilbao. Still down by 14. Dragic tries another three. Again, just can't find the consistency. Nobody going in for an offensive rebound other than Abdurrahman. Oh, good defense by Marcilla. Unfortunate not to come up with a steal, but this man right now is becoming Mr. Intangible for Bilbao. And that's going to be his defensive duty tonight. He's got to be able to contain Senkfelder. While Coach Lenyame, this team probably should do enough to get over the final hurdle, but take nothing away from Bilbao. A very talented team. It's going to be another turnover. While Coach Lenyame infuriated. Well, he felt Axel Julien didn't have the last touch, but it's going to Bilbao. Well, one thing Bilbao is going to make sure that potentially it's not going to be an all-French final, depending how PAOK do against Cholet, but Bilbao want to make history. Silla made 1-3 in game one. Let's look at this one. Melvin Patso battles for the offensive board. Bilbao get another chance. Dijon, no fouls to give. And that's going to be an offensive foul, I think, yep. And that's the right call because you saw the penetration down the middle. Abdurrahman just may have thrown out an elbow. Let's have a look here. Right here. Yeah, that's a good call. Tomasciello will go to the bench as Dominguez now checking into the game for the first time for Bilbao. As well as Thijs de Ridder, the Belgian international. Of course, had 9 points in game two. Oh, another turnover. Bilbao comes up with it and again throws it down. And Melvin Patsa, the Northern Lights, coming into frame. Oh, the power of Mjolnir on that one. Dijon's got to find some stability here in their offense. A nice pass down the middle. Senkfelder goes in, and the foul's going to be called. So 2 free throws coming up for the big man from Germany. Well, the foul is on Dominguez. Well, that's just such a great pass down the middle. And that's between 3, well, I'd say 4 Bilbao plays. Well, Senkfelder, originally from Leverkusen, Germany, she played 2 different universities in the NCAA at Fordham and then Bois State. Because he started with the former Bayern Leverkusen, but this is actually the first time in over a decade he's actually played pro basketball outside of his home country, Germany. Of course, as mentioned last season, teammates of Howard Fry at Telekom Basis Bonn. Pensar penetrates, kicks out. Well, DeRidder had a wide open 3, now pulls up in the mid-range, extends it back to a 7-point lead. And Bilbao still piling on the pressure. Right now in a good position. And McDuffie goes all the way. Well, rebound falling in the hands of Bilbao. Dijon not showing collective basketball. Another kick out. There's a pump fake. There's a 3. 3 is up. Well, that goes out of bounds. Who took the last touch? And Dijon are going to survive this one. Well, in the first half of game 1, or the first leg, I should say, excuse me. Well, here's going to be a change. It's going to be interesting right now here for Zilias Kamadi comes into the game. Roughly stands at 193 centimeters. Still a very young kid, only 22 years of age, but a very young, rising, promising player. Gavin Warros is subbing in, so he's going to play a big inside presence for Dijon. Now they go down, and it's just that easy. Oh, where's Gavin? In the paint. Dime coming from Phil Booth. Gavin went. Third time playing for Dijon, in and out of playing between France and the Japanese B-League. Well, another turnover. Now Dijon can push this one. And now they have the numbers. 5-point deficit. Still leading by a 14-point cushion in this leg. Time winding down. Now they go inside the paints. Dijon's got to make something happen. There's a 3. 3 is up. That's a better offense by Dijon. The end product not quite there, but now they've got to defend. DeRidder tries to get out of the double team. Well, time is nearly expiring. Dominguez penetrates, put up a sucker shot, but here's a problem. Both teams' offense very much open here. You kind of feel the intangibles could be the difference. Someone's got to come up with second chance points if they want to get a seal on this one. Offensive rebounding, so imperative, especially for Bilbao. And there's a kick out. There's a 3. 3 is up, and again, no good. That's not a bad offense, though. They get a good look. Now we're under 2.5. Dijon have a chance to try and play this into their own cards. And now they need good stops here on defense. DeRidder. Another one goes up, gets fouled, so he'll go to the free throw line. Even that offense is tough there, because if you don't make that, well, then you've got to rely on somebody to go in for, the boards at that point. But very open offense here at the moment for Bilbao. Well, Abdurrahman will go to the bench. He'll take a breather. It's only 2 points. He's 1 for 2 from the field at the moment. Ties to Ritter. Another young prospect who did start his pro career in Antwerp in Belgium. Because his last name translates into the Dutch language or the Flemish language as the Knight. He's unable to hit the second free throw. Still a 6-point lead currently here too. Son of Bilbao. But still trailing by 13 across both legs. Nice passing down low, finds Gavin Ware. Ware goes up, too big, too strong. It's simply Gavin Ware's just too good. And that is where the absence of Lanassin is going to leave Bilbao exposed in terms of post-interior defense. And they go for another three in the corner now, putting it back to a 7-point ball game. Huge three by the man who played one game for the Detroit Pistons in the NBA, Calazon, against some of his fellow countrymen. Well, again, Ware wide open. Double pump fakes. 6 points already for Gavin Ware. Well, he's too dominant inside the paint. And Bilbao don't have an answer for him. Calazon made his last three. Oh my goodness! Buenas noches! Are you kidding me? Well, somebody call box out. Pinchos time! 7-point lead yet again to Bilbao. But can Dijon get a three to go? And again, they won't go. The lackluster three-point shooting from Dijon continued to drive the belief in Bilbao that they can make the comeback. Potential 2 for 1. Foul has been called, so a trip to the free throw line. Well, the foul's on Gavin Ware for the reach. And here's the ball screen. It's almost a ghost screen, but well, that's a foul actually. Well, here we go one more time. Muchos gracias, amigo. Big time throwdown. Melvin Padsa currently at the free throw line. It's going to be a provisional substitution for his Howard Fry will come back in, but Padsa played some very good games at the FIBA Eurobasket qualifiers with the Swedish national team, and hopefully we'll see it this summer as Sweden will be competing in the group in Finland. Dijon's got to find something. Even down by 8, they still have the lead in the leg. They still have an 11-point cushion here in this leg, in this head-to-head. Well, this leg, I should say. 10 seconds difference between game and shot clock. Gavin Ware's got 6 points. Unable to finish. And Bilbao now looking to extend to a double-digit lead. Dijon don't want to foul. Fry puts up a Hail Mary three, and that's not going to go. Well, that's better defense by Dijon, but at the end of the first quarter, indeed it is, Bilbao with an 8-point lead, but still trailing by 11 points on the aggregate. Game 1, if you're just joining us, this is the second leg of the 2025 FIBA Europe Cup semifinals, and in Game 1, it indeed was Dijon, who emphatically won by 19 points. And even though they're down by 8, they still have an 11-point margin. Well, I think one thing hasn't gone in favor of JDA Dijon. The three-point shooting hasn't dropped, but they're getting good looks. That's the key thing, and that could very much change. Well, Dijon 0 for 4 at the moment. Bilbao only 2 for 8. And as mentioned, they are being out-rebounded, and they did commit a lot of fouls in the first quarter. Well, momentarily, we are going to look at some of the key highlights here from this first quarter. Could we see yet another comeback? Remember, the biggest comeback in FIBA Europe Cup history was in the quarterfinals last season, and it was indeed Serna Bilbao, who came from behind in Game 1, down by 19 against Legia Warszawa. And the one form of inspiration they'll take, well, they are here at home for the next 3 quarters. Well, here was a nice take by Thijs de Ridder, Belgian international. Well, Dijon at the moment, I think it's a case of thinking a 19-point lead. Was it almost a fact of getting too comfortable? But, Gavin Ware, 6 points, who truly has been a force inside that Bilbao don't have an answer for. And here's the case why. 2 players coming over the double team, the pump fake, but simply too much to handle. Well, he's been a terrific player, no doubt about it. Well, only 2 3-pointers coming in that first quarter, but again, welcome everybody. Bienvenue, bienvenidos. We're live here, the second leg of the 2025 FIBA Europe Cup semifinals. And indeed, it's an 11-point advantage currently to JDA Dijon after winning the first leg by 19. Well, if you are watching this game live, please give this live stream a like. subscribe to FIBA on YouTube, and follow FIBA Europe Cup on Instagram, Facebook, and X. Bilbao now with the first possession. We go by double figures. Straight down the middle. No help side defense. And now it's a 10-point lead. Castellon just went there, and I think that's going to infuriate Coach Lenyame. And that's much better. Dijon finding something inside the paints. Well, that's what they're going to need, no doubt about it. And that's on the bucket made by Alain Dokosi. Because has been so instrumental this season for Dijon, not only here in the FIBA Europe Cup, but another alley-oop and big-time play of Marcella Airlines, baby. Well, Harold just threw the lob, and Silla just repaid the favor. Back to a 10-point cushion, but still a 9-point lead on aggregate here for Dijon. Final seconds coming up. And there's a three. Again, 0 for 5 from the perimeter for Dijon. And the floater goes this time, Phil Booth. Well, amazing to think that the point guard gets his own rebound, takes it inside the paint, and Bilbao still can't stop him. Well, there we go again. Throwdown time as the Knights of Belgium. Thijs de Ridder. Bilbao looking very strong now here inside the paint. Well, it's going to be another turnover, Dijon. Well, this three-point, if they make, it's going to set this place off. Maybe just a little overzealous. He's made one tonight, but he has attempted three. Dijon still looking for that stability, that identity here in their offense. This one could very well have an all-French final, depending if Cholet is able to finish the job tonight at home against PAOK, who do have a one-point advantage after winning in Thessaloniki on the final buzzer last week. Well, it's a great job by Thijs de Ridder securing the rebound, and it's another foul. That one's against Sengfeld. I don't know if that's on Sengfeld or Dokosi. I think that's on Sengfelder. Well, timeout's called. Let's go listen now to Coach Lenyame.
You are not ready on triangle, guys. Il y a trop d'erreurs. Don't make a mistake. Vous savez ce qu'ils vont faire. You know what's happening. Christian stops the ball with Ilias here. I don't want Fred till here. And close the paint. Hey! 6 points in 2 minutes. 3 mistakes. Ilias, réveille-toi. Ils sont agressifs.
Stay, it's okay. Long game. Stay.
Continue your open shot. Score, guys. You are open shot. They make Silla edge, flat edge. Passing game. Okay. Control the fast break and transition. It's the key of the game. Faster, get back. Okay. Next play. Okay, you use one time. Hand down. Gregor here. Hand down.
The timeout very deliberate from Coach Lenyame, and I have to agree with him. You know, he has got a very talented team, but at the moment, it's almost like it's individuals. You've got Phil Booth, who's a two-time NCAA champion with Villanova in 2016 and 2018. Gavin Ware, third time now playing for Dijon, who's probably been their best player tonight. Oh, allez, JDA. Allez. I think that was the message. Come on, let's do it together. Currently a 10-point lead to Bilbao. What can they build on this offense? Cross-court pass. Fry's got to give this one up. De Ridder now a three. Oh, the three's just not been consistent enough. I think about it here at the moment. If they converted 3 of the however many they've missed, the aggregate would be tied. But they're getting good looks. Now Gregor Hrovat back in the game. The foul's going to be called, and that's national team duty, baby. Zoran Dragic, a Slovenian basketball legend, Gregor Hrovat only made his debut. Now, he didn't play in the Eurobasket Championship team in 2017. He actually made his debut in 2017 at the FIBA World Cup qualifiers. That's his first team coming when he came to France for the first time with Cholet. Could he be up playing against his old employers in the finals? I think a jump ball is going to be called. Well, possession will go to. Let's have a look here. It's a nice little tug up there between Decosi and Howard Fry. Well, what kind of response? 7 seconds now here for Dijon. Time winding down. Well, that's got to put one off the dribble. And here's where Dijon could win the battle tonight, but still can't get threes. Bilbao trying to push quickly. No, well, foul has been called. But Dijon's got to be worried. They don't want to pick up too many unnecessary fouls. They've got to keep their composure. And it's a foul. It's a foul Monday, Tuesday, any day that ends with a Y. Not like Decosi. I mean, he's a valuable player, but he cannot lose his head emotionally. They need him. But McDuffie comes back into the lineup. Well, Phil Booth will go to the bench. He'll take a breather. Coach Linyame going through his rotations in this game. I think he needs to find a formula that's going to bring them some successor on the floor. The wave of momentum is what Bilbao's trying to play on. Someone's got to recover this. Still 10 on the shot clock. Bilbao will retain possession on the sideline. You should think the foundations that this team has. Great arena. If you come to Bilbao, I mean, it's a beautiful town. The arena is right on the top of the hill. It's a state-of-the-art arena. It was the host venue for the 2022 Basketball Champions League Final Four. Another wider one. There's a pump fake. Pulls up mid-range. Way off the mark, can't get it. Now that didn't hit the rim, so 24-second violation. And that's something Dijon's got to take some positives from. Well, Thijs de Ridder will go to the bench, getting a big high five from Xabi Rabaseda. It's Comasciello coming back in for Bilbao. A nice little pump fake. Well, the foul has been called. I think some questions are going to be asked on both teams. Was he in the process of shooting it? Let's have a look here. Oh, yeah, he was. Yeah, eyes on the basket. That's the right call. I don't think that should be upgraded. There's nothing else Howard Fry could have done, but I think that's the question Lenyame's having with our referee now is, I mean, what else is Howard Fry supposed to do? He's up in the air. There's really nothing else he can do. Well, Fry's going to go to the bench, cutting it down to an 8-point ball game. As Melvin Padsar comes back into the lineup here for Bilbao. They want to go into halftime with a double-digit advantage. Oh, quick three. Three is up. It's on the backboard, but Silla battles offensive board. Still can't get it. But you like that from Bilbao, battling for second chance points. But a chance here for Dijon. As the penetration goes down uncontested, and he gets it to drop, and now it's a 6-point deficit. Bilbao having a cold timeout. A 4-0 run from the mighty JDA Dijon. Allez, JDA.
No refs, no refs.
Vale, okay. Freeze down Chippy. Vale, put the screen for Mars. Mars, great. Okay, watch up. Very good spacing. We have Thomas and Rubén for the shot. Vale, tienen los hermanos en el repique, Vale, probablemente sea repique. O, a no ser que Mars juegue agresivo. Okay? Now. Okay? When you run, now we are not thinking run, but when you run, we need this fail soon giving passing line. Antes. Si no jugamos siempre al short roll. Laissez passer. Okay, yeah? Hey, come on,
Well, here's a look at the 6 points in the first quarter for Gavin Ware. It's good ball movement here for Dijon. A little dump down pass. Ducote finding Gavin Ware. I mean, he's an undersized big, but with his veteran experience, he has as a veteran player. Of course, played in the Japanese B League for Rising Fukuoka as well as Kumamoto Vortex. Well, there was the putback dunk. The throw down time. Still a 6-point lead to Bilbao. A 4-0 run currently for Dijon. Bilbao led by as many as 10. Well, nowhere to go here defensively. Dijon not allowing the backcourt to make any penetrations. There's a kick out. Tries another three contested. Just can't get it. Well, the problem now for Bilbao, they're not making the defense shift. Every penetration is a kick out, but you've got to flare into a position that makes it a high percentage look. Otherwise, it becomes easy work for Dijon's defense. Well, that's going to be a turnover. Well, I'm not sure if Melvin Pansaw got a touch to it, but well, it's going to be a change. Well, change coming in. Back comes Malcolm Cazalon. This youngster still only at 24 years of age. Bilbao now trying to find an opening. Silla just fumbles that one. The foul is going to be committed, so that's only going to be a second team foul here against Bilbao in the second quarter. It's on Melvin Pansaw. Still, we haven't seen Xabi Rabaseta tonight, the captain of Bilbao. Silla, what a game he's had so far. And, you know, the key thing for him, he's been Mr. Intangible this evening. As now Basala Bagayoko coming into the game, the man who had the putback dunk. Dijon looking to build on the 4-0 run. Find McDuffie mid-range. Simply automatic. Now cutting it down to a two-possession ball game. Well, McDuffie, 4 points tonight. Of course, another man who's been around here with this Dijon team. There's a penetration, goes down the middle, can't get it, and another foul's called. I'm not quite sure who they've called this one on, if this is on Bagayoko going in for the putback, but so I believe the foul. Oh no, it's on the original penetration, so it's on Axel Julien. Let's have a look here. There's a lock of arms. Well, Phil Booth coming back into the game, so Dijon feel like they've gone through the storm of Bilbao so far here in the Basque Country. But Bilbao's objective, you've got to get this to double figures by halftime. Give yourself something to build on in the final two quarters. Remember, they've got to win by 20 if they want to go to the final and become the first ever Spanish team to win the FIBA Europe Cup. 10 magnificent seasons. The first ever year was back in 2016. The first ever French champion was the following year. Just in 2017 when Nanterre did defeat Alain Chalon. Never had a French champion ever since. Cholet came close in 2023 and a foul's going to be called. And that's on Bagayoko. So final team foul for Bilbao to give away here in the second quarter. Now we're in the 10 seconds. Just over 4 minutes. Dijon. Boots now looking for an ISO. Gets a hand to it, goes out of bounds. So 1 second left here on the shot clock. And Dijon, you got to think about either going to Gavin Webb very quickly down low or maybe to Phil Booth on the perimeter. Win out. Gets rejected. And again, one more time. Adios, no en mi casa. Well, I think Bagayoko saw that one coming from a mile away. No miss your... 6-point lead currently Bilbao. That's not looking for that penetration. There's another baseline kick, and again, it's an unforced turnover. Well, the referee was wide open. Unfortunately, he's unable to take three-pointers here for Bilbao, so it's going to be a sideline possession back to Dijon. Another ball screen. Goes down the middle, can't finish. And, Rova having a tough game because hasn't had many good looks in the perimeter like he did in game one. Now, this is on the ground, or is this going to be a shooting foul? Well, the foul is on Kamadine. Let's have a look here. Well, that's on the ground. Yeah, that's going to be the... I believe that's going to be the third team foul against... Oh, no, team foul number 4 against Dijon. So neither team with any fouls to give here in the second quarter. Just over 3 minutes. Well, there's another three. 3 is up. An offensive rebound. Oh, again, another costly turnover. Pansa. Cavadine goes in, finishes. Oh, what a nice transition. That's one way to convert turnovers into fast break points. Well, Bilbao just forcing the issue from the three-point line, and with the absence of Linasson, they're not going to get many post looks. But it's almost like Dijon are anticipating a three-point is coming. Another 3 that time doesn't go. Well, it's not going to make three-pointers. They've got to find other ways to score. It's as simple as that. And the problem with that foul is now it just sends Dijon to the free throw line. A chance to cut it down to a one-possession ball game as Ducosi comes back in. Bilbao now 2 for 14 from the perimeter. Neither team having a great night from the three-point line. But chance to Gregor Hrovat to get some points on the board. Well, that's his first point. He's 0 for 3 this evening. Because after that one season he played in the BCL with Cholet back in 2021, he then went to play for Alain Bonnet. Because really likes playing here in France, and why not? Slovenian international, will we see him play alongside Luka Doncic this summer at the FIBA Eurobasket? That's going to be a key question. Hopefully so. That 10-point lead's been cut down to 2. As the penetration goes in, and I think that's going to be a blocking foul because it wasn't inside the restricted area as a secondary defender, so unfortunately, that's a great way for Ducosi. I mean, he's taking the charge. There's no arguments. Oh, no. Wow, I was wrong. He was outside the restricted zone. So was he moving then? I'll have to see that one again. Well, very interesting one. Tough one to say the least. Now 4-point lead. Pansop makes both free throws. We kind of feel a bit of the anxiety from the home crowd. Robin Ducote coming back into the game. Just over 2.5 to go here in the first half. Dijon have made a bit of a comeback. Trailing by as many as 10. Trying to hold on to that 19-point cushion from the first leg. Kamadine now looking for an isolation. Time winding down on the shot clock. Cross is over now. It's going to be a long 2. And that's way off the mark. Bilbao comes up with it. And the alley-oop one more time, and buenas noches. As Bagayoko Airlines, baby. I tell you something. You want to go to a FIBA Euro Cup set final? Go Bagayoko Airlines, first class. There's the delivery. And there's the throwdown. Captain Bagayoko. And a timeout's going to be called by Coach Len Yame as Bagayoko right now here on the hill of this arena in the beautiful town of Bilbao.
Next play.
Pincho's time, baby.
You use two flash, Phil. Two flash. Get in. Marquis. Over. Listen. Axel. Marquis for Phil. Here. Here. Watch. Okay? After, if the ball is like that, Robin. Okay, you try. Gavin, you seal. It's Bakayoko on you. Pass to Gavin. Or Robin. Or opposite Marquis here. Okay, you cut in the back for Gavin ball. If open shot, you use that. Okay? I repeat. No fall on the fast weight. But get back is on the fast weight.
Well, definitely in this second quarter. I mean, here are some highlights of Gavin Ware yet again in the first quarter. But, you know, credit to Dijon. They've made a run collectively. And it's almost like they've got over that, I wouldn't say disrespect here whatsoever. I mean, it's always tough when you're on the road in the second game. But definitely I felt they've probably come into this game thinking up by 19, we've got this. And, you know, Bilbao, they're too good of a team to do that. And especially as historically, they were down 19 last season in the quarterfinals and came back and won. But the leadership of players like Gavin Ware, Phil Booth, has got to come into fruition. Neither team with any fouls to give. We're under 2 minutes. He's had his struggles so far, but Gavin Ware trying to force his way in the paint. Goes in. The defense was good, but the offense was simply too dominant by Gavin Ware. Now 8 points this evening. 2-possession lead currently. Bilbao's 2 for 14 from the three-point line. Hasn't really given them too much optimism, but they'll go for a 15th one. 3 is up, and still they just won't drop. And could that be the Achilles heel tonight? It's going to prevent them making that comeback. Dijon looking to cut it down. Another 3. But even Dijon's had their struggles, but you know the difference for them, Operation Hang On with that 19-point cushion. It's McDuffie unable to go in for an offensive board. Potentially, Bilbao could have 2 good offenses. They're going to have to build something. There's a curl screen. Try in the corner. 3, number 17, but an offensive rebound. Put back, no good. And that is what's going to hurt you, no doubt. But can Dijon? Well, they go quickly here, the 2-1. Well, that's a poor kickball violation, excuse me. Well, emotions, tempers definitely high at the moment. Dijon have been frustrated so far here in the first half. Well, here they go to the X Factor. Double team comes over, and no double team is going to stop Gavin Ware. I'm telling you, he's indestructible, mobile, agile, and at times he can be hostile. Fried pick and pop. Got to make this 3 to give it a 5-point lead. And only the third 3 of the game for Bilbao. And it comes from the Belgian Knight de Ridder. And that is crucial. That is crucial to say the least. Well, sub coming in as Gello's going to leave. Five-point lead, final seconds. McDuffie, 3 is up, and that's no good. And still Dijon without a throw. Oh, almost got that one. I don't think he got it off in time. But that indeed is the end of the first half, where currently Bilbao have a slender 5-point lead, but trail by 14 points. And if you are just joining us, this indeed is the second leg of the 2025 FIBA Europe Cup semifinals. Dijon winning game 1 at home by 19. And the final score, indeed, will be an accumulation of both games together. So coming into this game, Dijon had a 19-point lead. At the moment, they still lead by 14. Well, we're going to have a look at some of the key stats here from the first half. But it hasn't been a great night for the three-point shooters. Only 3 3-pointers made for Bilbao. They've attempted a total, I believe, of 18 here at the moment. Well, 17, I should say. 0 for 11 for Dijon. But Dijon, 11 for 18 from within inside the rainbow. And they've converted all the free throws. Well, one area I feel certain Bilbao are going to have some success. They've got to out-rebound JDA Dijon. Currently with 17 boards and 16, but second chance points are definitely going to help this team climb the mountain. Dijon, if they can win that battle, this game is theirs to take. 4 steals over only 2 so far for Bilbao. But Bilbao, currently 8 turnovers, 14 collectively between these two teams. Well, it's halftime. We're going to show you some of the key highlights. We'll be back in just under 14 minutes, so go get a drink, go get something to eat, but don't go anywhere too long. Second leg of the 10th edition and season of the FIBA Europe Cup between Bilbao and, of course, JDA Dijon. We'll be back momentarily.
You know what's happening? Christian stops the ball with Ilias here. I don't want Flint here. And close the paint. Hey! 6 points in 2 minutes. 3 mistakes. Ilias, réveille-toi. Ils sont agressifs.
Allez, stay, it's okay, allez, no good.
Welcome back, basketball fans. Live here for the second leg of the 2025 FIBA Europe Cup semifinal, where currently it's a 5-point lead to the home team, Bilbao, who lead this one against JDA Dijon. Well, if you are just joining us, or if you indeed did see the first leg, this is an aggregate scoring across two legs of the semifinals. Game 1 was won by 19 points against JDA Dijon. And currently down by 5 points. They still have a 14-point margin, so even if the score was to remain like this, it would be JDA Dijon that will be heading to the finals. The 10th edition of the FIBA Europe Cup can also be either, we'll have one of these two teams, or we could see either PAOK or Cholet. PAOK currently on the road in France against Cholet. They have a 3-point lead, but due to losing game 1 by 1 point, they have a 2-point advantage. So that game proven to be very, very close, to say the least. Well, we could have indeed an all-French final, which then would mean we'd find out the second ever French champion of the FIBA Europe Cup. The first one was back in 2017, in which Nanterre defeated La Chalon. We've never had a Greek champion, and we've never had a Spanish champion. So history indeed could be made this season. Well, now the second year in which Cerna Bilbao have featured in the FIBA Euro Cup. Last season, the quarterfinals, they went down by 19 points in the first leg, like they did in this series. And then on the road against Legia Warszawa, they found a way to come back and winning by 10 points in total from the aggregate, to show you how much they were just too dominant in that second leg. But it was the semifinals here at home. A devastating defeat against Niners Chemnitz by 25. And then again, losing game 2 by double figures. Nolan Aston tonight, the big man, 7'2", coming from Iceland. Of course, prior to coming to Bilbao, he's with Casademon Zaragoza. Well, Bilbao have led by as many as 10, but even with their 10-point cushion, they still trail by 9. They must win by 20 points tonight if they want to go to the final. Of course, it would be absolutely devastating and heartbreaking for this team. 2 consecutive seasons in the FIBA Europe Cup, but only making it to the semifinals. They've made a comeback from down by 19 before in this competition, and there's no stopping them from doing it again. But one thing they're going to have to improve, they've got to knock down the three-pointers. Only 3 out of 17 this evening from the perimeter. But shockingly for Dijon, they've attempted 11, and they haven't made any. Well, it may be April time here in the Basque Country of beautiful northern Spain, but maybe it's a little bit ice cold at the moment. Well, this magnificent arena was the host arena for the 2022 FIBA Basketball Champions League Final Four, in which La Laguna Tenerife did hold up the championship against Baxi Manresa. Magnificent arena right on the top of the hill here in this magnificent, marvelous city, infamous for its pinchos. Delicious Spanish delicacy. Well, Abderrahman, now re-entering play. He's got to find some inspiration from his plays. It's now or never for Bilbao. Well, hello and welcome everybody. Second leg, second half of the semi-final of the FIBA Europe Cup. Bilbao got off to a 7-0 start in the opening stages of the game. Can they replicate something similar here in the second half? Going down low. Baseline pass, good ball movement. Fry pump fakes. Fry takes a three, but it's just been that inconsistency that has affected Bilbao. Oh, it's a good offense. It's a good look. But can't quite find the bottom of the net. Well, nice curl screen. And again, something we didn't see from Dijon as Robin Ducote curls the entire backcourt defense. Oh, again, another unforced turnover. Nobody running with Gregor Hrovat. Axel Julien left uncontested, and again, offensive rebound, but a foul has been called as McDuffie. Oh, McDuffie trying to say he was shooting. So very slow, sluggish start here from Bilbao in the second half. Let's have a look at the replay. There's a three by Axel Julien. Oh, maybe, you know. Oh, yeah, he got it. He attempted that one when his body was trying to obey the laws of gravity. That's incredible. Oh, McDuffie, currently the free throw line, veteran player. Chance to cut it down to a 1-point deficit. Even down by one, still with the advantage. Second one good. Bilbao still looking for that first field goal here in the second half. Dragic penetrates, goes in, can't finish, but the putback is good by Silla. Second chance points, exactly what Bilbao needs to compete against Dijon. But now Dijon finding that rhythm. Oh, Sengfeldt just missed that one. The good help side defense, I believe that was Dragic yet again. Dragic now heavily defended by McDuffie. The former NBA player looking for the ISO. Cross court. Wide open three contested. It's up and again building a 6-point lead. And that's only the 4-3 tonight for Bilbao coming from Abderrahman, the former Michigan Wolverine. Intense defense coming from Dragic. Finds McDuffie, mid-range. Again, simply continues to cook. Well, that high release makes it nearly impossible to defend him. Simply, you've got to prevent him from getting the ball in his hands. But if you're Dijon, you've got to keep going to him. Fry off one screen. Dragic fires another one. Finally gets one. Well, they attempted 17 threes in the first half. Only converted three of them. And now they already have two, so 5 in total here tonight for Bilbao. 7-point lead yet again. Dijon's got to continue to find that momentum. Robert pump fakes. Goes in reverse layup. McDuffie offensive board. 10 points tonight for the experienced American. And that's a good job by McDuffie coming from the weak side. Well, Bilbao, have they found their confidence on the perimeter? Finds Silla down low, goes in, gets you at one. So Amar Silla going to the free throw line. And now maybe the confidence coming. The foul is on Christian Sengfeldt. And a much better play. And what a rarity. We haven't seen Bilbao go for many looks inside the paints. Coach Lenyame not happy here at the moment. Amar Silla at the free throw line. Because he's been a terrific play here tonight. But he's unable to convert the three-point play. It's the Cameroonian international, or Senegalese international, my apologies. He'll spend a lot of time playing in Deutschland, Germany. Goes in to paint again, Gavin Ware. And right now, McDuffie and Gavin Ware leading the way for Dijon, cutting it back down to 5 points. Almost 4 minutes played in the third quarter. Brackman getting a handoff. And Dragic double pump fake. Goes into the circus shot. The foul has been called, so free throws coming up. Well, it's actually not Dragic, excuse me. It's the Belgian Knight. Ties to Ritter. I believe that's going to be a second personal foul against Gavin Ware. Oh, it's yellow, excuse me. So, again, this is better from Bilbao because something we didn't see from them in the first half. You know, they settled for too many threes in the first half and they weren't able to convert. And now they're just trying to be more aggressive here inside the paint. Well, the experience this man brings to the table. He was playing in Spain, playing in Poland, Turkey, Greece, Deutschland, Germany. Back to a 7-point lead. Provisional substitution coming in. As now the Belgian Knight returns to play. Well, only 3 team fouls have been committed in total between these two teams here in the third quarter. Bilbao have 3 to give. Way now in the paint, kicks out. Brovet wide open. And finally gets the first 3 of the game for Dijon. Well, you like to see 2 Slovenian national team players up against each other. Foul has been committed. Well, that's on Axel Julien. 3rd team foul against Dijon here in the third quarter. Well, Kameni coming back into the game at the moment here for Dijon. And Axel Julien will go to the bench, I believe, taking a breather. So Coach Lenyame rotating his lineup. Well, Abdurrahman looking to make it 7 points. Again, 3rd 3 here in the third quarter. And a completely different Bilbao team. And you've got to ask the question, had they converted more 3-pointers in the first half, this tie could have been leveled here at the moment. Remember, they've led by as many as 10 points. Foul's going to be called, so free throws coming up for Dijon. Of course, Ponsanu not quite impressed, but I think that's the right call. We're going to have a look at a slow motion replay. Let's have a look here. There's a penetration by Hrovat. That's a good call. That's a very good call. Because De Ridder, isn't really in legal guarding position to, really make that bump. So, just coming up at the moment here for Gregor Hrovat. Well, a chance to cut it down to a 5-point ball game. 5:04 to go. Dijon's been magnificent from the free throw line tonight. They haven't missed a free throw so far. Take things into consideration. The aggregate score. Showing a 14-point lead here to Dijon. Dragic made his last 3. Yeah, just not going to go, but the volume 3-point shooting, somebody's got to go in for an offensive rebound. Right now, it's simply live and die from the perimeter for Bilbao, but this is good for Dijon. Probably close this game out here in the third quarter. But what they don't need is any more unnecessary turnovers. Nice pass by Booth. That's going to remain Dijon ball. 1.6 left on the shot clock. Well, Bagayoko coming back into the game now here for Bilbao, has been terrific so far. Really played some good minutes for the home team. A do-or-die final third and fourth quarter at the moment for Bilbao. Gavin Ware at the end of the shot clock, but that's going to be a 24-second violation. And Dijon's got to do a better job. Probably Gregor Hrovat should have forced that one up, but Oh, Gavin Webb put in a very tough situation in that one, but there's not much else the big man could do. Bilbao dribble handoff offense. Penetration down the middle. Pants not nowhere to go. Rackman made 1-3 already. That's a good look, but again, just can't finish. And a hard foul is going to be committed. This one's against Bagayoko. Well, not quite what they wanted, but, you know, Dijon standing strong here, preventing the threes from going in. But also keeping Bilbao, well, maybe. And over the back potentially could have been missed, but, you know, second one was definitely the right call. Well, Dijon gets it back. Still down by 5. They turn it over. Bilbao, do they get it ahead in time? As the pump fake goes in, makes it a 7-point lead. And just how quickly Bagayoko was able to get out in transition, converting turnovers into quick transition buckets. Now over 3.5 here in the third quarter. Who quickly finding Gavin Webb. McDuffie in the corner gets rejected. Well, the Belgian Knight with the denial. And now Dragic makes it a 9-point lead. And all of a sudden, the open floor, fast break basketball by Bilbao. Forcing Coach Len Yame to call timeout. 3:23 to go here in the third quarter. Bilbao showing a bit of fight. And in the total aggregate, now down by 10 points. The Belgian Knights said adios.
Now 20 points on 6 minutes 30. 20 points. Turnover, fast break. Dur sur les démarquages. Il arrête d'avoir peur. Tu joues avec la peur. No fast break. No fast break. One foul to game. S'ils marquent à chaque fois, every time they score. On the gameplay. Continue the edge except on the flip. Close and wait on close out after 1 or 2 passes. Okay. Edge, no. Edge every time. Okay. Next play, simple. Game in here. Axel. Voilà. Gregor. Gregor here. Game in here. Big. Gregor here. Big. Pass, I know, give it. Okay, give it. Okay, super.
Well, the timeout, of course, very deliberate from Coach Len Yame. I think, you know, you saw that, you know, giving up the amount of fast break points that they have. Not happy about that one bit. Both teams only one foul to give here in the third quarter. Over 3 minutes to go. Well, you got to find something. Gavin Ware wants a seal-off. Rovak goes in, can't get it. Another miss attempt. Well, Gavin Ware had the mismatch. Decided to go himself. Open 3. 3 is up. Oh! Oh, no buckets. Well, that would have made it a 12-point ball game. And indeed, it would have then become a 7-point deficit on the aggregate. But a foul had been called. Well, we got to build something. Now we're in the 10. Dragic has the penetration. Another kick out. Another 3. But again, they just don't get it. Chance here in transition. And the basketball just obeying the laws of gravity as the 2-time NCAA champion Phil Booth. Cutting it back down to 7. Crucial bucket there for Dijon. Dragic penetrates. Again, Bilbao want to go from the perimeter. And again get it rejected. But a foul's going to be called. The home crowd expecting a jump ball to be given. Well, a 3-pointer that could have made it a 12-point lead. All of a sudden, Now facing the reality of Dijon making it either a 5-point or 4-point deficit. Well, Dragic going to the bench. Along coming back into the lineup. Has only made 1 3. That was in the first half. Big offense coming up now here for Dijon. Down 7. Oh, Julien giving too much time and space and only hitting the second 3 of the game for Dijon. Well, je m'appelle Axel Julien. Crucial 3-pointer. Can that again change the momentum of this game? Dijon have struggled immensely from the perimeter tonight. Calazan penetrates. The tip in, no good. Well, here we go. Phil Booth now. 2-time NCAA champion Phil Booth. Making it a 2-point deficit. As Bilbao, led by 9, now only lead by 2 points. Well, Villanova, 2 gold rings. And he wants a FIBA Europe Cup championship to go to his cabinet. He is championship DNA.
Because when I say that, how many times we say that? Never mind, find the mismatch. Keep playing. Keep playing. Alright, okay?
Moving the ball, keep moving the ball, let's go.
Keep playing. For this, we work all the week. For this. But now we need that the more involved, okay? Now the next offense. Chest fight twist. Vale, sí, chest fight twist. Vale, watch out Basara, the twist. Okay, Basara, random siempre twist. Siempre twist. Vale, cambia el ángulo. Okay? From here. Better effort. Okay, venga, va, let's go.
Well, you just wonder if Bilbao's going to be able to, change up their offense a little bit, because I think Dijon's now figured that, Bilbao just want to go from the 3-point line. And it just hasn't been consistent enough for them tonight. Granted, they've been much better here in the second half, but if all you're going to go for is 3-pointers, the defense is able to adapt to that and, really trying to shift things up. Well, they've attempted 21. They've only converted 5. Now with under 90 seconds, only leading by 2 points. And there's a penetration now down the middle. Goes in, nothing called by Gent. Good defense by Dijon. I don't know what Derrida felt he was going to get. I mean, he goes across him, you could argue, but the hand is on ball to me. That would be a little bit, tough to give that one, I guess. Big offense coming now. 3 in the quarter. Can't get it. Rebound's been secured. And now potentially a 2-for-1 coming up here for Bilbao, but they've got to make everything count on both ends of the floor. Fry now, deep 3. Just can't get it, but a foul has been called. So this is good for Bilbao. They'll go to the free throw line. Bagayoko, chance to cut this down. Let's come from behind. It's a good call. There's no arguments. What about it? I'm not quite sure if there's something going on between Coach Lenyame and the home crowd, but currently at the moment, Basala Bagayoko at the free throw line, the Malian international. Stands at 207 centimeters. Started his career moving to Spain, playing for Fuenlabrada. Started with their development team. And only 18 years old. Just one young, exciting prospect. Provisional substitution, so Senegalese international. Of course, will be coming into the game here at the moment of Marcilla. Both free throws made. Tell you, the young kid's got promise. He's got potential. No doubt about it. Still a 4-point lead. But if Bilbao gets a stop, 2 for 1 on the table. Well, nice dime by Phil Booth. Finds Ducosi. Now, I think a traveling violation is going to be called. Tough one indeed on Ducosi. Very tough to say the least. May have just been a case of losing his balance, no doubt about it. Robin Ducote coming back in the game for Axel Julien. As well as Tomasz Yellow, the Polish national. So 26.2 seconds left here on the clock. 2.2 seconds difference between game and shot clock at the moment. Fry dribbling this one down. Bilbao want to get this close to the end of the shot clock. Don't want to give Dijon one final play. In the corner. Fry now. Penetrates. Avoids the block, goes in. And probably should have gone up for the three-pointer. Very tough offense by Bilbao. Now, Dijon will get it back. There'll be a little bit of time left here on the clock. How much time? I think the officials may have to go and review this one. It's going to be tough there because it'd probably have to be at least 2.2 because you have to remember how the offense started between game and shot clock. So Julio Anaya, a referee from Panama who's had a very extensive, decorated career refereeing in the FIBA Liga de las Americas, the BCL Americas. Of course, international games with FIBA, now here in the FIBA Europe Cup. Booth goes between the legs. Puts up the prayer. Oh, got it on target, but it's not going to go. But still, at the end of the third quarter, a 2-possession lead in favor of Bilbao. But that means it's a 15-point lead on aggregate for JDA Dijon. 10 minutes away as it stands in the other semifinal. Cholet, the #1 team in the French Pro LMB, have turned things around and may be indeed on their way. It could very well be an all-French final, but it could change. Could we see a comeback by both PAOK and, in this game, Son of Bilbao? Well, Bilbao, after making only 3 threes in the first half, have made 3 in that third quarter. Both teams with 11 assists. And Bilbao doing a better job on the rebounds. 16 fouls in total for JDA Dijon. And as you can see, it has been the turnovers. A collective total of 19 turnovers between these two teams. 4 blocks in this game for Son of Bilbao. But 10 final minutes to decide who is going to the 10th final of the 2025 FIBA Europe Cup final. Well, young 18-year-old Basala Bagayoko, the Malian international, right now having a very promising game for the young man. Here's the finish. Now that layup by Dragic made it a 9-point cushion, which cut it down to 10 points. But then JDA Dijon, thriving off the turnovers and missed 3-pointers from Bilbao. Final 10 minutes coming up. Coach Len Yame, it's Operation Hang On. As it stands, his team, technically, they're up by 15 on aggregate. They may be down by 4. That 19-point lead in Game 1, could it be enough? Last season in the quarterfinals, Bilbao trailed by 19 points in the first leg and came back to defeat Legia Warszawa, but they completely blew that game away. It's going to be mission impossible right now with 10 minutes. It's now or never. Final quarter coming up here in the second leg of the 2025 FIBA Europe Cup semifinals. The foul's going to be called. That one indeed, I believe, is going to be against He's on. Oh, yeah, it's on yellow. So he's trying to come over the interception, but there's too much contact there. That's a good call. Dijon looking for the first bucket. Final seconds coming down. McDuffie ISO. Play it down. Continues to be automatic for the mid-range. That high release simply is just impossible to defend. I don't think any player in the FIBA Euro Cup is going to deal with McDuffie's mid-range. 2-point deficit. 17 on aggregate in favor of Dijon. Final seconds here. Again, they just throw it away. Macchiato's got to do a better job, especially when there are only seconds left on the shot clock. Well, good hands on defense. They come up with it, and incroyable! Well, Phil Booth, merci beaucoup, monsieur. The dime coming. Well, what a play in the end. What a finish. Well, the dime was from Alain Dacosi. Well, another deep three goes flying, and that just gives them a bit of belief, but it keeps them down. By 16, only the second three of the game for Colazan. Well, they've got to build momentum. Dijon just need to run the clock down. McDuffie, he's been on fire so far. Again, the mid-range. But the rest, Solar Eclipse just missing front 15 off the dribble. And a foul committed. Well, the home crowd, well, they want an upgrade. Howard Fry thought he was body checked. Let's have a look here. Tough to see from that angle, to be honest, but does Phil Booth reach in? Does he gently try to go for the ball? I guess the referee's going to have a big decision to make very, very soon. Well, it doesn't look like they're going to go to the monitor. And I just wondered, Phil Booth has his eyes on the ball and he goes to reach and doesn't get it. You know, it's a genuine attempt at that stage. It's not an open way. He's not the last player either. Another three goes up. Consistency from the three-point line really has affected. And now here comes Dijon. But they turn it over. Sloppy transition. Well, as mentioned, Cholet still with another quarter, having trailed by double figures in the first quarter, now find themselves with a big lead against Pauk in the other semifinal second leg. A timeout has been called. Are we on for yet another All-French final like we had back in 2017? It was Nanterre versus Alain Chalon. Of course, the final will be very much similar to the semifinals. 2 legs, aggregate scoring. Another three goes up. Again, they just won't go tonight for Bilbao. They may have 6, but it's not enough to make a comeback. Dijon wearing down the clock. As the lob goes in. Well, you got to take care of rebounds. That's for sure. There's the alley-oop and almost connected. Well, that would have been special. And finally, Bilbao comes up with it. There's a pump fake. There's a kick out. Another open three. Got to make it. It's up, and that cuts it down to 13 points in aggregate. Giving Bilbao a 6-point lead. Not over yet. Bilbao still in this one. Still fighting. No Spanish team from the ACB has ever won the FIBA Europe Cup. But again, c'est un grand basketteur. Monsieur McDuffie continuing to light it up. Well, they try to respond with another three and make another one. Well, is this how it's going to go tonight? Is it going to be a cookout? If this is the way they're going to play, they're going to have to get up as many three-pointers here in the final minutes. Well, nice penetration. Goes out of bounds. Now, I think they're going to have to review this one. I think this is tough. Did it take a touch going out of bounds? That's the question. That is going to be a very key question, to say the least. Well, here's a replay. Tough to see from there. Now watch Axel Julien. Very tough. Does it take a deflection off his leg going out of bounds? But I believe the head coach's challenge has been called. But a technical foul is going to be called on Thijs de Ridder. Not the time, especially when you're chasing the game, to lose your composure. And that's disappointing. Well, as mentioned, even though JDA Dijon currently trail by 5 points, they still lead by 14 on aggregate. And this home crowd not impressed at the moment. So technical foul, and I believe it's a double. I'm not sure if it's a double technical or if it's only one here, because if it's a double technical, it does eventually cancel itself out. So I think now officially the head coach's challenge may indeed have been called. 6:08 to go here in the fourth quarter. So Julio Naya has initiated that the head coach's challenge. The players must go back to the bench. And he'll go to the monitor to find out who indeed had the last touch so he can have a more definitive look. Well, again, welcome everybody live here on FIBA's official YouTube platform. And if you are watching this game live, make sure you hit the like button. Subscribe to FIBA on YouTube, and also follow FIBA Europe Cup on Instagram, Face, and Xbook. Instagram, X, and Facebook. My dear apologies here at the moment. Well, Julio Naya currently here at the monitor, just having a review to find out, did Axel Julien take a final touch when going out of bounds? That is going to be the key question. Let's have a look. Is there a grasp off the thigh? Right there. And there's a deflection. Tough to see that full speed. And this is always going to be the very... Well, we're going to make a definitive answer very soon. So is this a successful head coach's challenge? Let's find out. No. So the possession indeed does remain with... Well, it remains with Dijon. So the technical foul free throw is going to be taken. The technical was called against Thijs de Ridder. So tries to cut it down to a two-possession ball game. Rovad makes a free throw. Oh no, the decision was successful, but the technical still stood. 6 minutes up by 4 points, but actually down by 15. Is it possible to make a comeback for Bilbao? Again, looks like they want to go from the perimeter. Dragic penetrates. Nice dime down low. Now putting them back up by 6. Finding the Belgian Knight, Thijs de Ridder. Now going into double figures. 26 collective assists tonight between these two teams. Bilbao leading the way with 14. Dijon, McDuffie in the corner, and he's fouled in the process. So he will go to the free throw line. That's not a good foul to give away. Well, the problem with that foul, again, so many times that Bilbao had the opportunity, to really build on waves of momentum in this game, but the problem here, Dijon haven't missed a free throw tonight. 10 out of 10. Paul McDuffie's been on fire. Simply a mode of excellence. Oh, my correction, Ash. 16 out of 16 as he makes this one. Definitely made more free throws than 10. 18 tonight for Marquise McDuffie. Another three goes in the corner. Three is up, and again, beautifully iced that away, and it's back to a 6-point ball game. But is it too little too late here in the moment for Bilbao? 9-3 of the night out of 32 attempts. As Phil Booth, two-time NCAA champion. Well, Phil Booth and Abdurrahman 7 years ago played in the NCAA final in 2018, and it was Phil Booth who won that one. And could he about to win again tonight? Amazing how two players here in the FIBA Europe Cup played at a very high level in the final of a March Madness final. And as it stands, Abdurrahman, he's got 447 to try and get one against Phil Booth. Fouls on Panza. Now we're under 5 minutes. Now or never. If you are just joining us, Bilbao may be up by 5, but they're actually down by 14 on aggregate. Gavel in the paint. Turns this one over now. Can Bilbao get something quickly? Dragic goes in. Eurostep. Goes quick off the bank. Block is called. And one. Well, ZG up against his fellow countrymen. Those two have had a nice little battle tonight. No doubt about it. Well, the home crowd not happy at the moment. Christian Sengfelder coming back into the game. Zoran Dragic, brief time playing in the NBA with the Phoenix Suns, Miami Heat. He's unable with an offensive rebound by Derrida. No foul called. Three in the corner. It's up. 10-point ball game. And it's only a 9-point deficit with 4:23 to go. It's not over. A timeout's going to be called by Coach Lenyame. Well, Thijs Derrida thought he got fouled, but in the end, beautiful three. And indeed, it's Muhammad Ali Abdurrahman, the man who lost to Phil Booth in the 2018 NCAA Championship. Well, we do apologize if you have heard any beautiful language, but Coach Lenyame, the message to his players, we have the momentum. We cannot throw this away.
Okay. 5 minutes. Axel, change. Pour Ilias. Next play, Gregor. Head. Marquis. Okay. Watch. Set the good screen, Christian. He's not edge, he's short. Attack, spacing. Okay, finish. Be careful the press. Be careful the press.
Well, just as Bilbao are making some form of a comeback, PAOK also making a comeback in the other semifinal. Down by 3, but down by 4 in total in the aggregate in that game. But as it stands, Bilbao lead by 10, but still trail by 9 on aggregate. They've got to win by 19 to get level. They've got to win by 20 tonight to win this aggregate. But Bilbao have no more fouls to give. Don't want to send JDA Dijon to the free throw line. 4:15 under to go here in the fourth quarter. McDuffie's got a hot hand. 18 points. Goes for a step back three, and it's way off the mark. And here comes Bilbao. Going quickly. Bumps goes in. Another and one. Increíble. Well, now that they've stopped going for so many transition three-pointers, now they have a chance to cut the aggregate down to 6 points. If and only if Abdurrahman. Well, that's 2018 NCAA championship matchup. Those two, University of Michigan losing to Villanova. And it was Phil Booth, his time committing the foul. And Abdurrahman maybe just getting a little bit of spiritual revenge. And that is going to count by the end of this game. A chance to put them on by 13. Cut it down to 6 points on the aggregate. Well, we could indeed have an all-French final. Maybe Cholet versus Dijon. Well, for the first time, you could expect another missed attempt on the free throw. Well, Phil Booth taking a few steps there. Dijon, no need to rush this. And you have a 7-point lead currently on the aggregate. Final seconds. Dijon now penetrates. And that's going to be a 24-second violation. Possession back to Bilbao. 3:33 to go. On JDA Dijon choking. Can they handle the pressure? They've got to hold on to the 7-point cushion for this last 3:33. Well, if you are watching live, I just wonder, who do you think will win this game? Will it be Bilbao or will it be JDA Dijon? 10th edition of the FIBA Euro Cup. Semi-final second leg. Who's going to the final? Will it be Bilbao or will it be JDA Dijon? Well, we don't necessarily need to go for another three. They've been good so far. But there it is, Dragic, three. And he's fouled in the process. So 3 big free throws coming up for Zoran Dragic. Well, I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. Remember, they made the comeback in the quarterfinals last year in Game 2, down by 19. But they blew that game away. Now they've had to make this comeback here in the fourth quarter. But if Bilbao loses this game, I don't think they're going to be so disappointed in themselves. They haven't been as clinical enough from the free throw line. And let me tell you something. Dragic makes this. It's going to be 4 points the difference on the aggregate. Oh, he missed it. 5 points of separation. 14-point lead to Bilbao. The Spanish team has never won the FIBA Europe Cup. Dijon needs some exposure. Well, they need some composure, excuse me. And here's Phil Booth. Goes up, gets rejected, and that indeed is revenge for the 2018 NCAA final. Well, what a play. Abdurrahman's sending a message to Phil Booth. I'm winning this championship. You may have beaten me in the NCAA in 2018, but I'm winning the FIBA Europe Cup. And there it is. Turnover. Bilbao. Potentially numbers. Going in. And now it's a 3-point deficit on the aggregate. Incredible scenes here in Bilbao. The Belgian Knights giving them a 16-point lead. Dijon have done so well in this game to ride the storm. But are they choking here? Hrovat, huge three. Doesn't get it. A three-pointer would tie the aggregate. They've gone for it. Followed up, second chance points. Pump fakes, Derrida. Now it's a 1-point deficit on the aggregate. And a timeout's going to be called by Coach Linyame. I cannot believe this. Well, the three-pointers continue not to drop, but now it's all about second chance points, offensive rebounds, hustle plays here for Sana Bilbao. looking to become the first ever Spanish champion of the FIBA Europe Cup.
Only fast break! Only fast break! Okay, smart! Soyez agressif! Really agressif! Il faut faire pusher, aggress! You need to get back! Marquez sur tes cuits! You switch! Okay? Ah là, tu changes! You switch! Okay? Okay? After! Kevin, edge! Okay? Guys, watch the score! Okay, smart! Smart! Next play! Okay? Gregor! Chin fort! Chin fort! Alan, Kevin, Marquis your air. Okay, like that. Okay, you stay on the chin, series. Rebound!
Well, again, welcome everybody. I tell you something, it's truly been an incredible scene here tonight. Just an unbelievable atmosphere. But now here's where composure is needed. They've got to be able to turn this around. Dijon's come a long way. A team who were magnificent in the FIBA Basketball Champions League. They've got to hold on. They still have a 1-point advantage. Gavin Ware, quiet here in the second half. Can't get it. Goes out of bounds. And now Bilbao will get it back. And a chance to take the lead. Truly incredible scenes in this evening. Well, his team were dead and buried. Well, what do you think's coming? They don't need a three. Any bucket will give them the advantage. They'll have the aggregate lead. Abdurrahman, step back. Oh, baby! Buenas noches, Bilbao! The former University of Michigan Wolverine, who lost to Phil Booth. It feels like he doesn't want to lose tonight, but there's a foul. And that is going to send Dijon to the free throw line. And a chance now to cut down and regain the lead. Well, actually, no, it'll tie the aggregate up, I believe. Well, the first missed free throw of the night here. And incredibly, it's missed by the player you'd expect to make this one. But he's got to hold his nerve. He's got to make this one. But even making it, there's still... Oh, he missed them both! JDA Dijon choking under intense pressure. Well, you feel like now another bucket's going to set the roof off here. Garita not quite pulling the trigger. There's a penetration, jump hook. Can't finish. Another foul's called, so another trip to the free throw line. And they say basketball is a game of runs. I tell you right now, this has been a game of a roller coaster of emotions. I mean, Dijon, they had periods where they went down, but they definitely found a way back. And they could never take the lead in this game specifically. And out of nowhere, I don't even know how to explain this. But as it stands, Sunny Bilbao have a 3-point lead on aggregate. They lead by 22. They lost game 1 by 19. And now they have a 4-point lead. 1:10 to go. Dijon's got to have a big offense. They've got to make something happen here. Cross court. Goes up for a circus shot. Oh my goodness. Incroyable. What did we just witness? Well, that cuts it down. Think about it now. It's a 2-point lead in total here for Sunny Bilbao on aggregate. And that was a prayer of a shot. There's a penetration. Patsa. Dragic. 3. And again. Muchos gracias. Este es la casa de Zoran Dragic. Big time 3. And that might just do it. Bilbao, indeed. And there's Gregor Hrovat. He's got to force it up. It won't go. It goes out of bounds. with 7 left on the shot clock. Well, Zoran Dragic, the former NBA player with the Phoenix Suns, the Miami Heat. What a comeback. Seven here on the shot clock. It's technically a 5-point lead here at the moment now. If you think about it on aggregate, 24 tonight. But a 5-point lead in total now for Celta Bilbao. Dijon have got to be so frustrated. They were so terrific tonight. Well, they go quickly. McDuffie, not a lot of time left. Ducote, turnaround, quick three. Doesn't get it. Gavin Ware, offensive rebound. And now he'll go for a three. And a foul's going to be committed, so free throws coming up for Zoran Dragic. And I think, again, it's against his countryman, Gregor Hrovat. Incredible scenes. Well, this might be one of the greatest comebacks in the fourth quarter in the history of European basketball. It's got to be up there. I mean, the only other game I can think of is Greece versus Slovenia at the 2007 FIBA Eurobasket, because the timing is just so quickly. I mean, 6 minutes to go. It was a 15-point lead on aggregate to JDA Dijon. Well, I got to tell you, this game will go down into history. Remember this day today, the 3rd of April, 2025, a day in history in European basketball. And it happened here in the FIBA Europe Cup. Bilbao, I got to tell you at the moment, comeback Reyes, the comeback kings of European basketball. I think McDuffie's night is over. Technical foul. And unfortunately, because he was great tonight. He truly was fantastic. And you got to feel for the man. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like JDA Dijon will be competing. It doesn't look like we're going to have an all-French final. We may still have a French team in the final, depending how Cholet do in the final moments against PAOK. Because Marquise McDuffie, 18 points this evening, 3 rebounds away from a double-double. Now Zoran Dragic makes the first free throw. Well, 16 points tonight for Dragic. 5 rebounds away also from a double-double. But you know what? It could very well be the 2025 FIBA Euro Cup Championship Trophy is heading to the Spanish ACB. Arguably one of the greatest leagues in the world of international hoops. It's up there in debate, just like French Pro LMB. And just look at this crowd here on the mountain, on the hill of this beautiful town where everybody has pinchos. Most delicious dish you're going to find here in the Basque Country. Well, it could very well be it. It could very well be all over. But what an epic comeback. What a fight in the end. Dijon's going to try to get one final play. There's a three. It's up. No good. Well, you may have just witnessed one of the greatest comebacks in the history of European basketball. Vamos! Vamos, vamos, vamos! And it's all over. Bilbao have won for the second consecutive year. They've come back from a 19-point comeback in the FIBA Europe Cup. This team have learned the lessons from the semifinal against Niners Chemnitz, and they could well be the first ever Spanish team to win the FIBA Europe Cup. Congratulations. A big, big win for Celta Bilbao. And again, this team with a magnificent fan base looking to make history this season. What a win it was for Celta Bilbao. And they made that comeback with 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Ay, Dios mío. No puedo creerlo. It's impossible. I cannot believe it. What a comeback it was. Just a magnificent basketball team. I gotta tell you, this home arena when they play in the final, whether they play against PAOK. We'll try to keep you updated, or Cholet for that matter. We'll try to keep you updated on how that game is going. But congratulations to Son of Bilbao doing the impossible, making the comeback. Well, with a minute to go, Cholet lead by 3 in the game. They lead by 4 in total on the aggregate. Well, now they lead by 5, so 6-point lead with 46 left in that game between Cholet and PAOK. Cholet made it to the final in 2023. They ended up losing to Anvil Włocławek. And they could very well make history as well, becoming the second team in the history of the FIBA Europe Cup to win the competition. But it's all over here this evening. Oh, yellow, family time. Enjoy the occasion, everybody. A final yet to come for both. Well, either PAOK or Cholet, but 39.7 seconds left. PAOK down by 4, 5 in total in the aggregate after they lost game 1 by 1 point at home. And look at this home crowd here tonight. Incredible atmosphere. Truly breathtaking scenes. Just arguably one of the greatest comebacks in the history of European basketball. This story, it's going to be told for generations here in the Basque Country. Sons, fathers, grandfathers, and future will say, I was there on that night. Down by 15, 6 minutes on aggregate, yet we found a way. And maybe the story could become a little bit sweeter, indeed, if they win the FIBA Europe Cup. But they'll have to find out. Still 36.1 left in the game between PAOK and Cholet. A terrific game of basketball, to say the least. Simply just an outstanding game. Well, again, fans, we do thank you for joining us here this evening. We're now going to have a look at some of the key stats and highlights. Well, time now for them to enjoy with their fans. Incredible scenes. And they really had to work tonight. They had to do it collectively. And credit to them. They kept shooting three-pointers even when they wouldn't drop. And that was just a very good sign from a very good team, to say the least. These fans, they will be enjoying this game, this win, until we get to the final, of course, which we're still waiting to find out if that is going to be PAOK or Cholet. A timeout's going to be called. Cholet leading by 4 points, as mentioned, still with a 5-point lead. Cholet looking to get back to a second final now within 3 seasons. I think you have to remember, Cholet currently the #1 team in the French Pro LNB. And they're there for a reason. Well, again, a big congratulations to Son of Bilbao. Just a terrific victory. They deserved it thoroughly, and they made it in such a close. It's not the first time they've done it. They did it last season, as mentioned, against Legia Warszawa. For the second year in a row, this team will hold a record in FIBA Europe Cup history as the greatest comeback. And maybe that's what they need to be learned as, the comeback kings. Well, it is all over here this evening. And there are your statistics. In the end, 12 out of 35 from the perimeter. Only 4 threes tonight for JDA Dijon. And maybe the thought of knowing they came in with that comfortable lead just, wasn't the right mindset possibly in the end. But unfortunately, it is all over for JDA Dijon here in the FIBA Europe Cup. 13 turnovers. And many of them just too costly in the fourth quarter, especially in those final minutes. But both teams 7 still tonight, but 5 crucial blocks of Son of Bilbao. And that was a monumental difference. Well, basketball fans, again, we'd like to thank you for joining us live here on FIBA's official YouTube platform. What a semi-final it was here this evening. But for now, indeed, to all of our fans in France, it's bon nuit. And to all of our fans back in Spain, buenas noches. Good night, goodbye, and God bless.
Thank you.